Concrete Technology Module 1 Cement. How cement is manufactured? That's a very interesting question, and let's explore it. There are two processes, dry process or the wet process.
So how is cement made? Safety first. Some people think that cement is made by simply grinding rocks. But making cement is a complex, controlled, high-tech, high-temperature process. Inside the central control room in the cement factory, every step of the process is overseen, monitored and controlled. Cement starts out as natural rock from local quarries. And controlled explosions are used to extract the rock. Once quarried, the rocks, mainly limestone and shale, are then milled to a fine powder by one of those crushing machines I mentioned earlier. But that's only the start. The fine powder is then sampled and tested around the clock using high-tech robots to ensure we have the right mix of minerals. The next step involves extreme temperatures, and to get these temperatures, we need to burn fuel. In the past, we only used fossil fuels, but now the cement industry is replacing fossil fuels with locally produced alternative fuels made from waste materials, which is good for our business and also good for the environment. Inside the cement kiln, which is the heart of the factory, the temperature must reach 1450 degrees centigrade. At this temperature, the minerals begin to melt and flow like lava, and then combine to form a new compound called clinker. The clinker is cooled as it leaves the kiln. The clinker is tested, and once it meets the right standard, it is milled into fine grey cement powder. We make two main cement types, CEM 1, or rapid, and CEM 2, an eco-efficient cement, which is now the most common cement used in Ireland. We dispatch the cement to our customers in 30-ton tankers.
Limestone and clay are blasted from rock quarries by boring or by setting explosive with a negligible impact on environment. Then, once the huge rock have been fragmented, then they are transported to the plant in a dump trucks or the conveyor belt. The next process is crushing. The quarry stone is delivered through chutes to the crusher, where it is reduced by crushing or pounding to chunks or smaller fragments. The crushed material is then taken to a tube or ball mill where water is added to form a slurry with 30 to 50% of water content. The slurry so formed is kept into the slurry tank, where it is kept in agitated form through the rotating arms or blowing air from the compressor.
After that, the chemical composition is adjusted and the slurry is sprayed on a hot rotatory hanging chain whose temperature is 1500 degrees Celsius, where 20 to 30% material get fused into the size of 3 mm to 20 mm. And then, most important, gypsum is added to prevent flash setting.
The chemical composition is adjusted, and the corrected slurry is then sprayed on a rotary kiln against hot hanging chain, where the temperature is as high as 1500 degrees Celsius. About 20 to 30% of the material get fused. Lime, silica and alumina get recombined. Fused mass turned into a nodular form of size 3 mm to 20 mm known as clinker, which is when cooled down and stored in a silos, where 3 to 5% of gypsum is added to prevent flash setting. The clinker then ground it into a very fine particle that we see in a cement pack, and then this material is packed into the 50 kg bag or bulk as required, which we then receive on a construction site for the construction activities.
Major component, that is lime and silica, lime 60 to 70%, silica 17 to 25%, along with alumina, iron oxide, magnesium oxide, alkali, that is sodium oxide and potassium oxide, and sulfur oxide forms what we call cement. And after manufacturing the four major compounds, that is tricalcium silicate, dicalcium silicate, trialuminium, tricalcium aluminate, and tetracalcium aluminoferrate, forms the cement. Now you know everything about cement before it mixed with the water. But what happened when cement mixed with the water? We will watch in next video.